Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, Daddy's gone, but I'm here. Mommy's here now.
What's going on? Father? Father! I don't know you. Go away.
It'll be okay, Sean.
Father! Father, help
Mommy's
me!
here now.
There's someone here! Help me!
Please, Sean. I'm your mother. Just talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Fraught with danger. An enterprise fraught with danger. 危険などをはらんで伴ってって意味なんだ。知らんかった。fraught.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now.
I know. I know.
Real Sean.
You've gone to such lengths to find him.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been... It's good to finally meet you. After all this time, it's me. I am Sean. I am your... He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now.
Uh-huh.
Please, let's start.
Right?
I know.
Just...
I promise. But I need... You have traveled. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. He's a prototype, you understand. Let's start. I know.
Just...
I promised answers, but I need you to realize that this situation is far... You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been repeated. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
It's really you. After all this time.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
It wasn't right, what they did. Taking you from me like that.
To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, it made all the sense in the world. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being, walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you?
In a manner of speaking, yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
じゃあ主人公は全てのインスティチュート製の人造人間と遺伝的につながっているということなのか。
Sean. It's really you.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute.
The acting director.
It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
Doesn't matter what they think. What matters is what you do.
I'm glad we see it the same way. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
I don't expect you to understand or agree with the decision. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Yes, that's what I want.
I know. I know you've been through so much. I'm pleased to see it has not impaired your judgment. Forgive me. I'd assumed that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us. There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself, a chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
I'll do whatever it takes. It's worth it.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Acclimate. You'll need time to acclimate yourself. A chance to become acquainted with our procedures. Acclimate. Have you become acclimated to Japan yet?
Jammed.
Kellogg, Conrad, enhanced life expectancy. July 16th, 2285. Kellogg's occasional presence continues to unnerve the others. At first, I thought they were merely intimidated by his confidence and arrogance, or perhaps even afraid of his general being. Kellogg is, after all, a killer, but as I've continued to witness their reactions, gauge their sidelong glances, I've detected something else, something I probably should have anticipated: jealousy. Kellogg is a living memorial to a forgotten program. He is an augmented human being, a cyborg, really, and the benefits he has received cannot be denied. But really, the scientists here could not care less about enhanced reflexes or greater combat efficiency. No, the cause of their envy is something more practical, more primal: his enhanced life expectancy. Just how long will Kellogg live? If he passes naturally, however unlikely that may be. Just how long will Kellogg live if he passes naturally, however unlikely that may be? It's hard to say. He's already more than 100 years old, older certainly than any other human in the Commonwealth. His complete physiology has been altered. Perhaps he'll make it to 150, maybe even 200. Even the let the pity have their petty jealousies. Let the petty have their petty jealousies. Kellogg is a living testament to the ingenuity and superiority of the Institute, and I take no small pleasure in knowing that must irritate him to no end. And I take no small pleasure in knowing that must irritate him to no end. 無益に。 決して小さくない、大きくない。決して小さくない、決して少なくない。かなり大量、かなり大きな重要な。I take no small pleasure in knowing that must irritate him to no end. なんでケロックなんでそれがケロックをイラつかせることを知ることにファーダーは喜びを感じるんだ。無益にイラつかせることに喜びを感じるってなんで？これってつまりどういうことなんだ？なんでそれに喜びを感じるんだ、ショーンというかファーダーは。あ、やべ、これウィンドウ戻すの忘れてる。ちょっとわかんないな。ここのファーダーの心理がわからない。Kellogg、Conrad が下の名前ってことか。personal name って言うんだっけ？given name か。Conrad Kellogg って言うんだ。 Phase 3 Behind Schedule 遅れてるのか。Synth Retention Bureau SRB Director Zimmer still offline あれ Zimmer ってなんだろう Director Zimmer still offline なんでだOperative Power output maxed The wait continues AO can only confirm sightings outside Vault 111 and again in Diamond City sometimes later. What that means, I'm not sure. Will we actually meet? Was this all for nothing? No, not nothing. I will have learned valuable things about myself, my past, either way. I can't afford to let emotion get in the way. I must simply observe and record. I'm told Kellogg has gone offline. Strangely, I find myself thinking of Dr. Walker. He had such high hopes for Kellogg, such faith in the implants and what they could mean. I still regret eliminating that project. But I know where it would have led us. Walker was never shy about his goals, and too many others were starting to listen. In the end, I believe I was justified. The Institute is about preserving humanity, not some bizarre amalgamation of biology and technology. unauthorized. Director code required.
See anything suspicious lately?
Suspicious? What do you mean by suspicious?
I mean, like
なん
dodging
で
my
タバコがある
questions.
んでしょうか。
If I see something, I'll be sure to come right to you.
You do
ア
that.
ディクトがある
I'd
ね。
hate to find your name on a repurchase list.
てかさ、インスティチュート内で喫煙してんのやばくね。さすがにインスティチュート内では喫煙しないと思うんだけど。
Damn it, Galton, what the hell is going on down there? I had to convene an emergency directorate meeting because of this screw-up. That synth was a prototype. It was absolutely not ready for field testing. The mess it caused in Diamond City threatens decades of work to keep us out of the spotlight. I will be very clear. My legacy as director will not be tarnished by your division's mistakes. I am going to find out exactly who approved any sort of operation above ground, and that person will be held fully accountable.
ああ、ダイヤモンドシティでの60年くらい前の事件は失敗とみなされてるってことか。なるほどね。事故だったということか。まあ事故なのかも分かりませんが、少なくとも失敗とみなされているようですね。少なくとも現在においては。
My mommy says your father's mommy, but he looks so much older than you.
Haha. Julia Thompson.
Almost done. Just need to
It's
tighten
an
up
honor
this
to
primary
have
drive
you here,
servo.
ma'am.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Damn it, Galton, what the hell is going on down there?
Our technology must seem pretty
I have to
advanced for
convene
most
an emergency directorate
We're all
meeting because of
looking
this
forward-
screw-up. That synth was a prototype. It was absolute.
To working with you.
Doctor, they weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do.
Welcome to the Institute, ma'am.
Our new synths are so lifelike, I keep mistaking them for real people.
All systems nominal.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Scanning. Subject identified.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
They're dragging their feet on the targeting package
Pardon me.
upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with me.
Report anything
and then send a
suspicious to the
message.
SRB.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
Like any machine, a synth can
So,
malfunction. Just
Here
wish it
you
didn't
are.
happen so
Justin
often.
Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
Oh, it's nothing personal. I don't trust anyone. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
I'm sure it's best for everyone if the synths remain here.
Certainly. We can't allow sophisticated Institute technology to fall into the wrong hands. The results could be disastrous. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient. Trained in combat, infiltration and tracking. In a word, our coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
普通にショットガン撃っただけなんだけどね。
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Inert. Render it inert. Render it inert. ああ、不活性にするってことか。In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. あ、やっぱ地上での記憶を消されるってことか。まあ、神経回路が元の状態に戻されるから、まあ、それってつまり記憶が消去されるってことなんだ。地上における。なるほどね。で、また、まあ、再利用されるということか。なるほどね。
Constant vigilance is vital in preventing synth escapes.
Vigilance. Constant vigilance. これベタコールソウルの兄も言ってたな。チャックか。チャックマキエオか。スパナー。
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Pardon me, ma'am.
If the robotics division was a little more careful, we wouldn't have synths trying to escape.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Glad you made it. Caliber 20丸やった。さすが SRB 弾薬が豊富にあるね。ダイレクトもある。 Informant. A person who gives secret information about somebody, something to the police or the media. A police informant. 情報提供者ね。あれは密告者。Reclamation. Target tracking. Unit ID C241 41 status unit at large. Investigation underway. Assigned cursor X236. Location last sighting. Good neighbor. Notes: no recent sightings. Unit believed to be in railroad custody. Memwipe likely performed by now. Unit ID S943. Status unit at large. Investigation suspended. See notes. Assigned cursor none. Location last sighting. Boston Airport. Notes. Investigation suspended. Area deemed too hazardous at this time. Hazardous. Unit ID B592. Status unit located. Reclamation scheduled. Assigned cursor X688. Location Libertalia. Radar stronghold. Libertalia. Unit B592 has been mem-wiped by railroad agents. Now identity is Gabriel. Unit now leads radar gang based at Libertalia. Shows highly aggressive tendencies. Has killed several dozen rivals and civilians. Suspect brain damage resulting from mem-wipe process. Unit ID. メムワイプによってセンフがなんか凶暴化することあるんですね。K823 status destroyed. Assigned cursor X351. Location remains located northeast of Sagas Ironworks. <sighs> これってもしかしてカベナントの人か？ Notes. Unit's remains discovered near Sagas Ironworks and returned to Robotics Division. Unit destroyed by multiple gunshot wounds. Suspect raiders based out of Sagas Ironworks. Unit ID L337. Status unit at large. Investigation underway. Assigned cursor X973. Location last sighting Corvega. Notes. Unit has been mem-wiped. Now identity is Leo. Exercise extreme caution. Unit has been trained by a railroad and is proficient with several weapons. Unit has evaded capture twice and wounded coursers on both occasions. Leo. A male given name from Latin, born by. numerous saints, and 14 popes. Born って bear の過去分詞か。bear, bore, born. Born by. Okay. Leo って名前の人いたっけ？コルベが自動車組み立て工場にコルベがアセンブリープラントだっけ？ファクトリーだっけ？あそこにレオって名前の人いたっけ？まあレイダーになってるのか。List of informants. The following individuals have proven useful in our reclamation operations. In exchange for caps, these persons have in the past provided information on have in the past provided information on escaped synth sightings and suspected railroad activity. If you make a new contact, if you make a new contact, add the individual to the database. Director AO なのか AO なのか Informant list Cricket Occupation Caravaner Location Mobile Tommy Lonegun Occupation Owner Proprietor Combat Zone. Lone gun. やべ、これ読み方わからん。Lonegan. Connor meeting. Lonegan って読むのか。Tommy Lonegan, Combat Zone のオーナーか。Proprietor ってなんだ？経営者、事業主ってことか。Trashkin Carla. Occupation Caravaner. Caravaner. Doc Weathers. Caravaner. AJ. Chem Dealer. Good Neighbor. あーっと AJ って誰だっけ？レックスフォードホテルにいる人か。ロースキー。ちょっと待ってよ。ちょっと調べてみるか。AJ って、ホテルにいる人だよね、確か。AJ is a chem dealer operating in Good Neighbor in 2287. AJ is one of the many drug dealers living in the settlement of Good Neighbor and is notorious for peddling drugs to anyone. And everyone. Recently, he has started a new Chems for Kids sales pitch directed towards young children. He conducts most of his deals in the alleyway where Bobby No-Nose's hideout is located. これシルバーシュライドに倒される人か。Always accompanied by 2 bodyguards, it is later revealed he is also a member of Shenzhen's gang. AJ's customers include Bunker Hill and its mayor Kessler, who need chems such as Jet and Psycho in order to pay off Jared's Raider gang. Jared is a leader of the Raider gang operating in Lexington in 2287. As a child, he spent time. They buy from AJ because he has the lowest prices for regular chems, although they consider his chems for kids to be distasteful. AJ is also an informant on runaway synths for the Institute. Silver Shroud のクエスト出てくる人ね、この人。AJ ね。じゃあホテルにいる人じゃないんだ。違った。ごめん、間違った。レックスフォードホテルにいる人はまた別の人だな。いや、どうかな。でも多分、別だよね。Marowski. Occupation, Chem Supplier. Location, Good Neighbor. Lucas Miller. あれこの人ってランク4商人の人だっけ？いや違うな。ルーカス・ミラーって誰だっけな。ヘンリー・クック、バーキープ、ダイヤモンド・シティ。これなんかスペル間違ってんね。この人か。Henry Cook is the owner and the barkeeper of the Colonial the Colonial Tap House and an Institute SBR informant for fugitive synths. living in his house in Diamond City's upper stands in 2287. Often going by, living in his house in Diamond City's upper stands. Often going by his last name. Cook is also an associate of chem trafficker Marowski. He can initially be found inside the Colonial Tap House. Luke's Miller って誰だっけ? Lucas Miller あれ載ってないな。載ってたわ。あ、この人防具ってる人か。アーマー売ってる人だ。Lucas Miller is one of the traveling caravan merchants operating out of Bunker Hill. He specializes in armor and clothing. Down. Escorted by caravan guards, Miller does business in the northeastern region of the Commonwealth. Passing through Greentop Nursery, Malden, 10 Pines Bluff, and Covenant. He is recently also an informant on runaway synths for the Synth Retention Bureau. ここでインスティテュートと実はつながっている。インスティテュートに情報を提供している人のリストが載ってるんだよね。Cricket, Tommy Lunagan, Trashkin Carla、まさかのカーラもインストつながっていたという。Doc Weathers, HA, Marowski はウェックスフォードホテルの所有者だよね。Lucas Miller, Henry Cook. View access logs. Access login. Second A. Operation. Update. Courser maintenance records. AOJ. C chord. Surname. C chord A. AOJ. Entered supply requisition from small arms ammunition. Entered supply requisition form だった。from じゃなくて。X688 Operation Update Case File 66764B Reclamation successful. File closed. AOJ Review and update. Target tracking database. Operation. Review and approve revised Corsair training procedures. Okay.
Like any machine, a synth can malfunction. Just wish it didn't happen so often.
はい。ああ、セコードエイダー、この人が。エラナ。アラナセイコードか。セイコードか。Alana Secord, a female given name from the Celtic languages. ケルト語族。ケルト語族。イギリスということか。
Hey, I swear I spend half my time smoothing the feathers that Justin ruffles. We need to be able to collaborate with the other divisions, and that's a lot harder when they're always angry at us.
If you can't get along, it's gonna be hard to accomplish anything.
Yeah, even worse, we got a lot of smart guys with fragile egos. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It was good to meet you.
Alana Secord ね。この人は
Hello.
Institute Scientist 7し。
Sometimes you have to lean on the other departments a little to get what you need.
じゃあね、栄養ね。7しではないだろうけど、名前が書いてない人ね。はぁ。なんやこれ。こっから転送するの？違うか。なんだろうこの装置は。McDonough. Power conservation ってどういうこと？電力の管理か保護維持どういうことだろう？ Our new visitor. As you know, Father has granted full access to our new visitor from the surface. That includes the entirety of the SRB. Well, we must accommodate Father's wishes in this matter. We must also remain diligent. Accommodate diligent. Well, we must accommodate Father's wishes in this matter. Accommodate a person's wishes. あ、人の願いを聞いてやるっていう意味か。なるほどね。人に便宜を図るサービス、人の願いを聞いてやる。はあはあはあ。 While we must accommodate father's wishes, in this matter, we must also remain diligent. 勤勉精霊 Remain diligent. Diligent ってどういうことだ We must also remain diligent. 希望に応える。よくわからん。Refrain from discussing any sensitive information, especially the ongoing investigation involving the Gen 3 synths. In an ideal world, the railroad will have had no influence on our new guest. We do not live in an ideal world. In an ideal world, the railroad will have had no influence on our new guest. We do not live in an ideal world. Director AO. Diligent っていうかどういうことなんだろう。というかまあどちらかというとなんか警戒したりなんていうか注意を払わなければいけないって言いたいところなんじゃないかと思うけど。Missing synth investigation. Due to recent developments in our ongoing investigation into the missing synths, I am adjusting our policy regarding discussion of this subject. With personnel outside of SRB. I am adjusting our policy regarding discussion of this subject with personnel outside of SRB. In brief, details of the investigation are now classified and cannot be shared with anyone other than SRB personnel, and even then, such conversations can take place only here in the SRB facilities. Those who are found to be in violation of this policy will face the strictest discipline. Director AO. Due to recent developments in our ongoing investigation into the missing synths. なるほど。Recent developments って何のこと言ってるんだろう。一体何があったんだ。Infiltrator Unit McDonough. I'm starting to wonder if M762, the Infiltrator Unit McDonough, hasn't begun to outlive its usefulness. This spec or method has outlived its usefulness. Ha, 役に立たなくなってるんじゃないかと。Assuming the identity of Diamond City's mayor has provided us with invaluable intelligence over the years, but suspicions have only continued to mount. This latest incident, the publication of that newspaper article specifically calling McDonough's humanity into question, might just be the tipping point. I've spoken with AO, and we both agreed, if the situation does become untenable, reclamation seems unfeasible. But suspicions have only continued to mount. This latest incident, the publication of that newspaper article specifically calling McDonough's humanity into question, might just be, I've spoken with AO and if we both agreed, if the situation does become untenable, reclamation seems unfeasible. どういうこと? M762 was specifically engineered to mimic the actual human McDonough. As such, the unit's synthetic biology is that of someone overweight and grossly out of shape. A mem wipe would kill any psychological weaknesses attributed to self-perceived old age, but that body lost cause. synthetic biology。ああ、それ、つまり、なんていうか、普通に物理的に、ってことか。overweight and grossly out of shape。そのままの意味か。でも、そういう、どういうことなんだ？ それ今でもそうだということ？そんなに体重多いようになんか印象なかったけどな。overweight and grossly out of shape。どういうことだろう。形の問題なのか、それとも体の調子が悪いとか不調って意味なのか。A mem wipe would kill any psychological weaknesses attributed to self-perceived old age, but that body lost cause. The real irony here is that M762 is one of its dispatches back to the Institute requested to feature posting in the coursers. Future posting in posting ってポストのことか。Requested a future posting in the coursers, citing loyalty and years of service. The real irony here is that M762, in one of its dispatches back to the Institute, requested a future posting in the courses citing loyalty and years of service. And that request alone was evidence of enough self-awareness and independence to completely eliminate him from contention. To completely eliminate him from contention ってどういうこと？Never mind the fact that he wouldn't even fit into the uniform. He wouldn't even fit into the uniform. Ha ha ha. Eliminate him from contention ってどういうことだ？競争って意味なの？闘争。はあ。Determination. When and if M762's identity is eventually compromised. The unit is effectively decommissioned in field. No reclamation, no institute assistance. Given its relative age and physical condition, not to mention the danger inherent in an infiltrator unit's discovery. Further lifespan estimated. At 2 weeks maximum. C コードか。It has come to my attention that certain colleagues who are dissatisfied with our policies and procedures have on more than one occasion tried to circumvent our established process for registering their complaints with Father. Decommission. 船、飛行機などを待機させる、原子力発電所などを閉じる。へえ、そういう意味なんだ。When and if M762's identity is eventually compromised, the unit is effectively decommissioned in field. It has come to my attention that certain colleagues who are dissatisfied with our policies and procedures have on more than one occasion tried to circumvent our established process for registering their complaints with fathers and have tried to gain access to our secure facilities in order to complain in more direct manner. I'm sure I need not remind you that the SRB is off limits to all personnel. off limits. The SRB is off limits to all personnel not assigned to this division. Do not allow yourself to be browbeaten, cajoled, intimidated, or otherwise manipulated into allowing anyone who lacks the appropriate clearance to enter the SRB. Cajole. Cajolted. Cajoled か。Cajoled. Do not allow yourself to be browbeaten. Browbeaten. Browbeat a person into agreeing. Robin cajoled, intimidated, or otherwise manipulated into allowing anyone who lacks the appropriate clearance to enter the SRB. Failure to uphold this mandate will result in severe discipline. Uphold. Failure to uphold this mandate will result in severe discipline.遵守するって意味なのDirector AO Power Conservation. As you're all aware, Father has asked that we monitor our power usage carefully and try to be as efficient as possible. As a point of personal emphasis, we should strive to be efficient in everything we do, but our division has needs that are unique among the various branches of the Institute. The fact is, sometimes our operations require resources that we cannot readily disclose due to the sensitive nature of what we do. I place my trust in your judgment. If you require additional power or any other resources to carry out your work, then take what you need. Consult me if you have any concerns or questions, but know that the responsibility of meeting your project deadlines falls upon your shoulders. But know that the responsibility of meeting your project deadlines falls upon your shoulders. Meet ってこの場合Meet a deadline 期限締め切り納期を守るに間に合う。あ、間に合うとか守るっていうんだ。I work better when I am forced to meet a deadline 締め切りを終わるもつもた。Consult me if you have any concerns or questions, but know that the responsibility of meeting your project deadlines falls upon your shoulders, and I won't accept limited power availability as an excuse for failing to meet those deadlines. Excuse か。I won't accept limited power availability as an excuse for failing to meet those deadlines. In short, do what you need to do, and if anyone objects to the way in which we carry out our work, I will deal with those objections myself. はあ。Do what you need to do, and if anyone objects to the way in which we carry out our work, I will deal with those objections myself. Director AO. はあ。Inventory management. User X328 action deposit items 361 count bottle caps, 100 count fusion cells. X688 withdraw deposit って置くってことか。あれ預けるってことか。この場合どういうことなんだ。供給したってことなのか。 20 count fusion cells. C chord A. Alana. C chord Alana. $1,000 count bottle caps. Oh. Inventory management. Initiate reclamation procedure on unit DH65. Opened. Reclamation Stasis Chamber 3. Stasis Chamber って何? Stasis. Departmental って伸ばすのこれ。Depart じゃなくて Depart なの。マジか。Departmental Reclamation Stasis Chamber 3. What is this? What is this? Stasis Reclamation Stasis Chamber ってこれのことか。よくわからん。
I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still.
Dean Valkart. Dean って何ですか? なんだろう、教育部門の学長とか。わからん。
Operating at full capacity. All done. You can return to your duties. And remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
Take good care of yourself, and you won't have to see too much of me.
Infirmary terminal. Infirmary, a hospital. Ha. Ah, prefix in not plus firmus, firmus, firm, not firm ってことか。Infirmary terminal 1A, V-axis logs. Volkert D. Remote login, AOJ, redacted. Ha. Review hydroponics output. Hydroponics って水耕栽培出力のレビューってどういうこと？それってバイオロジー部門がやってんじゃないの？ Incident reports N2845T.これは新しい順。Patient Thompson E. これ後ろから見た方がいいかな。Patient Director. Director. Director って I am the acting director of the institute って Father が言ってたから、これ Father のことか。Presenting symptom dizziness, shortness of breath. はあ、体調悪いってことか。Test results revealed. Redacted. Director override. AZ77 ってでもこれだけでもだいぶわかるけどな。なんでこう完全に消去しなかったの？ Patient redacted. Symptom, presenting symptom, severe blunt trauma to upper torso. Injuries received in FAV lab. Ha. Director override. Director override AC77 AC77 ってなんだろう Locan M presenting symptom dislocated shoulder right side apparent malfunction of synth handshake gesture applied with extreme force shoulder reset and pain medication dispensed Locan M patient Locan M Bennett L Bine L presenting symptom wrist sprain right hand Nenzaka sprain one's ankle patient declined to say how injury occurred only indicated it was related to using a terminal splint applied splint とは添え木当て木骨折の知らない落ちるなんでその怪我がどのように起きたかを言うことを拒否したんだろうなんでだろうねFillmore Q presenting symptom abdominal distress abdominal distress って苦痛distress ってそういう意味なんだなるほどね。Distress signal って救難信号って意味なのか。Notes patient ingested lubricant from robotics division on a dare. Emetic dispensed. Lubricant on a dare. Emetic. Do something on a dare from. The child killed a cat on a dare from his peers. 誰がそんなアホなことをしたんでしょうね。 インスティチュート内にそんなことするやついんのか東西。夜中を吐き出せるんです。あれれ。Incident 28 to 45 patient Thompson E. Presenting symptom. First degree burns left hand. Notes. Patient placed his hand inside the power relay without first disengaging. Power relay. Without first disengaging. First aid applied. First disengaging ってどういうこと？わからん。なんか電源を切るとか、なんていうか絶縁させるとか、そういうことか。それとも手を出さずに電力を戻したとかってことか。ちょっとよくわからん。Patient placed his hand inside the power relay without first disengaging. Power relay か。relay だね。Power relay. Patient placed his hand inside power relay without first disengaging. First aid applied. 多分電力を切らずにってことかな。Personal notes. Latest batch of food from hydroponics shows increased vitamin D content. Should help with the deficiencies I've been seeing lately. latest batch of food from hydroponics shows increased vitamin D content should help with the deficiencies I've been seeing lately. Deficiency? What do you mean? Vitamin D が上昇増えたけどまだ足りないってことなのかな。